Hello. Hello. Good morning. Long time, right, guys? Long time. What's today, y'all? Monday. Today's Monday, the first Monday in May. So that makes it what? May 4th, right? May the 4th be with you. Is that what they say? Is that how that goes? Good morning, everybody. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Did you guys get any rest, any sleep? Did you do anything fun? I got all three of those things done. So what had happened was the thing that holds your phone up in the car, it fell off, right? Because it was like in the sun one day, because I had it stuck to my window and it was in the sun for a long time, and then that little sticky part is like almost like a one-time use type thing. So every time I try to put it back up there, it will fall off. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So, and then of course, pure laziness and just, I'm gonna just blame it on that. Pure laziness had me not putting it back up. And every time I thought about it, I had another one. And every time I was going to put it back up, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do it later. I kept on just, I don't know what the problem was. I have no excuse really. So I'm not sure if I'm trying to make one, but, yeah. And so even today, the new one that I bought is still not even what I'm using. And it's right there. It's right there, but I'm trifling because I was like, oh God, I knew I was supposed to be coming to y'all on Mondays at a minimum, right? Because I had told y'all before that I needed to work from home, right? So that's what I've been doing, which is why I haven't been coming, even though I still should be saying something to y'all. But I do be on TikTok talking smack. That's true. I do talk smack on TikTok, but I hadn't come live for a long time. Trifling. This back up. So anyway, yeah, so how y'all been? I'm okay. I went to go see Michael this weekend. It was so good. I didn't want it to end. I wanted more. I wanted them to be like, remember the time? I'll never forget y'all. When Remember the Time came out, we still had VCRs or whatever. And I was determined to learn the breakdown. And I did. I learned it right in my living room. And then when I finished, when I finally got all the moves, I showed my mother. She was like, okay. But I was happy. You know what I mean? I was very, very, very happy with myself because that was not an easy breakdown to learn at that time. But, yeah. So I was just coming to say hey to y'all. But yeah, if y'all haven't gone and seen Michael yet, please go see it. It's so good. It's so good. And then there's all these think pieces about how it wasn't going to come out, and the people who decide what pop culture wants was saying they was going to nix the movie, and this is not what the people wanted to see. And it's like, yes it is. Yes it is. What we don't want to see is a big, long, drawn out documentary style movie or whatever about him and some children and all these other extra things. That's not what we want to see. We've had enough of that. We want to see some dance breaks. We want to see some hee-heeing is what we want to see. And it's a lot of hee-hees going on in the movie. So yes, please go see Michael if you haven't. I was going to go see it in IMAX, but guess what? IMAX wanted $27.99. I said, I can't pay the $5. No. So, I was like, is that how much movies cost? I couldn't believe it. But then I realized that was the IMAX price. And I said, no. So I found the movie, and it was $11 for me and then $9 for Sophia. I said, now we talking. Now I can go. Needless to say, I bought my own candy there, because you know how when you go to the dollar store and you get a box of Junior Mints and it costs $1, well, $1.25 now. When you go to the movies, that shit is $6.99. I said, I can't pay the $5 now. Now y'all tripping. I can't pay the $5. So I had my own candy, needless to say. And you're not supposed to get refills at the movies, because I went out and I was like, I wanted to get a refill. And I realized in order to get a refill, you got to go past the person who takes the tickets. I said, absolutely not. So I'm looking, I see the person who takes the tickets go walk off. So I walk through and I go get my refill. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. You know how much I paid for this one little soda? I was like, if he say something to me, please don't make me and him get into it. But he ignored me. I went past and it was just like, it was what it was. So I appreciated that. But what else is going on, y'all? Oh my God, y'all. Let me move. You know what? Let me get over. Let me cross over these 300 lanes. So Monday I go in the office, y'all. Ooh. I tried to get over, but that didn't work for me just now. Okay. One thing I don't like doing is driving in the middle. They think they play in pole position. Y'all remember pole position back in the day? I think pole position was on Atari. But yeah, what was my point just now? Oh. Y'all, Spirit Airlines has shut completely down. 17,000 people have been laid off. That's sad. That's sad. And the reason why, if you don't know the reason, what's the reason? Can you guess? When it comes to gas and fuel, you know what they said? I can't pay the $5. It's not in their budget. It's not in their budget. Further, the way that the government tried to assist, but what they want is for Spirit Airlines to give up some of their planes, some of their fleet for military operations. And Spirit Airlines said, can you do it? I'm not going to be able to do it. Which I could appreciate. It's like a double-edged sword here. It's a double-edged sword because Spirit Airlines was like, I would rather lay off 17,000 people than let y'all use my fleet for a military operation. Plus, the government wanted 90%, which means, 90% of like the profits or whatever, which means it would have been run by the government, period. And listen, y'all, listen. But here's the thing. Here's my point in bringing up the Spirit Airlines thing. Right now, that's a huge crack in the foundation of what's going on with the economy. So for all this time, people are saying prepare. This is huge because somebody has to absorb these 17,000 jobs some kind of way, whether it's another job, whether it's unemployment, whether it's having to robbing people to pay Paul, getting loans, whatever. 17,000 people do not have a job, let alone the people who had a flight that day, because it was effective immediately, which means stop what you're doing. I'm gonna need you to stop what you're doing and exit stage left. That's what happened at Spirit Airlines. It's like a double-edged sword, like I said, because they didn't kneel to the government, but people are out of a job now. People's flights are canceled. People done miss funerals, weddings, all type of things, graduations. People missed all of that, and they will miss it because whatever you had planned ahead of time. And I don't know if Spirit is doing refunds. I don't know. And then of course, depending on what kind of ticket you bought, oh my goodness. Imagine if you bought a non-refundable ticket. You know what I mean? It's not even about whether you missed the flight. It's like, oh, we don't have a pilot, we don't have staff, we don't have a runway to be on, we don't have a plane, and somebody's going to have to buy these planes, or somebody will likely buy their fleet, or they'll just sit on it. Who knows? I don't even know how something like that could even work, but it's just a shame. But that's the first crack that we see that's happening. That's huge, because if Spirit Airlines can't fly people out, Delta, American, they're gonna have to absorb these flights, some of them, right? For the people who can afford to still fly and do their things, they're gonna have to absorb jobs, right? They have people who are like now experienced, can do those jobs, but there still will be a significant amount of people out of work. And then, oh my goodness, that means the cost has to go up. The cost has no choice but to go up. In order for any other airline to absorb this, the cost has to raise. Because if they wasn't planning on having extra people, buying an extra plane, or anything like that, we're going to have to eat that cost. But like I said, that's a huge crack in the economic foundation. Because what it shows is if Spirit Airlines can go pretty much belly up because they can't afford the gas, Who else is next that can't afford the gas? Who else doesn't have this kind of gas in their budget? Things are going to get worse before they get better. Even if we win the midterms, even if the Democrats win the midterms and he goes out, there's so much damage that has been done. We have to try to reverse that. We'll never go back to the way it was. On one hand, we don't want to anyway, but on the other hand, we're all going to suffer together to get it to some sort of something that we all can hopefully try to accept. The people cannot buy groceries, y'all. I went and bought my facial wash from Neutrogena. Baby, it was $9. I said, huh? $9? I said, well, let me just get a little squeeze. Let me just squeeze some in my hand and run to the bathroom. Like, Jesus. I'm not paying $4.99 for one mango. Just let me get one bite of the mango and then, It's too much. It's too much. Now, on to other news. I already know. Listen, I already spoke about the Megan Thee Stallion situation at hand. And I hope everybody can drop it. I'm going to say my final thing because I ain't said nothing to y'all yet. But I made my point down to the TikTok quite a couple of times. So if you don't know, follow me on TikTok. It's S.Styles up there. So follow me there. But, and I can't barely look at y'all because I would have to go like this a little bit. And normally my camera is up here, so I can kind of just look directly at y'all. But, so now me coming on today is going to make me have to put my thing on my car back on because I've been being lazy. Okay. But, now let me tell y'all something. First of all, it's a lot of people that piss me off talking about Meg and, you know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, the Cameron and Meg talk about, oh, she rapping about being a hoe. Not one time, ever since Megan been rapping, has she ever rapped about being a hoe. It's like, what are you talking about? Number one. Number two, everybody, I don't know if everybody knows, but everybody gonna know if I got anything to do with it. Everybody knows that in 2019, it was found out that Klay Thompson had a sex diary in which he put entries in about how he was with all the ladies doing this, that, and the third to them, and is he a sex addict and all these extra things. Because the girl he cheated on in 2019 found the diary, screenshot it, and sent it to the blogs. The reason why we didn't care then is because even though he's a Splash brother or whatever, we don't know you like that, Klay Thompson. Like, I don't follow basketball like that. So when they say Meg put him on the map, for me, yeah, I did not know you. I don't know you. You know what I mean? And I knew Steph Curry, and I still didn't know you. And apparently you and him did all these things with the Warriors. I'm not saying he doesn't have a credible career. We ain't talking about his career. We ain't talking about his career because Meg don't need no money from him. It don't matter how much more money he got than her. Being on a yacht is being on a yacht. $10 million, $15 million. Listen, we both on the yacht. You can only, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Enough. But, yeah, so here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. When it comes to how we were all indoctrinated, right? How we're socialized and what we're socialized to believe. Women are socialized to believe that men can do and men are not monogamous and it's naturalness. And I've said this a million times and I'm going to stand 10 toes down because it's the truth and there is no science that proves otherwise. Monogamy, we are mammals. We are not monogamous mammals. We're not. Humans are not monogamous mammals. However, we have been socialized to believe that. So therefore, anytime you're sleeping with somebody or have the desire or whatever, anytime you're denying yourself that, you're going against your nature. And that's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's just that it's like, what you're not going to make me believe is that this is being, my DNA is running me being monogamous or only wanting to sleep with one person. No. It's not in nobody's DNA. It's not in a human being's DNA. Okay? It's not. We've just been socialized to believe that you're a whore. As a woman, you're a whore. And as a man, this just comes natural to him. Boys will be boys. This is what men will do. What's the reason behind that? Because as a woman, as a subjugated and oppressed woman that all women are, but particularly, of course, black women, we got 2 strikes on us. But sex is something that happens to you, okay? It's not something you're supposed to enjoy. We are not socialized to believe that sex is something that we get to enjoy, which is why when you have a husband or things like that, they say, like, you know, you're supposed to give your body and you're not supposed to deny him and blah, blah, blah. Because, of course, we're socialized to believe in the way marriage and all these things works. Taking a last name, giving your kid the last name. This person owns you, okay? Being married is a legal status, y'all. It's a legal status. That's what it is. If you ain't building no wealth and you ain't really building a family with this person, there's no reason to do it. There's no reason to do it. Because when you want to make your exit, now you got to file paperwork to say you want to break up with somebody. I don't think so. Okay? I need a clean slate at all times. But like I said, you know, right now I'm too free. I'm too free. I can't have a noose around me. I got to breathe, honey. Woo! It's too much. It's too much. And that's another thing too. But the men don't like that. The men, they want to be able to convince you and then coerce you into having sex. They do not want you to be free. They don't want you to have autonomy with your body. They want to be able to feel like they convinced you. They made you. They changed your mind. That's what they want to be able to do. Which is why anytime, if you've ever offered to have a casual relationship with a man, he'd be like, what? He don't want you to want that. He don't want you to want that. He wants to be able to dangle something in front of you. But here's the thing about Meg and Clay. When Clay was buying her flowers and apologizing, right, he was a simp and everybody couldn't stand him because it shed a light on things that you wouldn't do as a man, right? So here's what we all know and have to really accept. Megan Thee Stallion fell for it the same way we all fell for it. Everybody that was invested watching, oh, that's so cute, oh my God, maybe love really works, maybe love does endure and all these other things. We all fell for it, including every man that was pissed off with Clay when it seemed like he was loving her and caring about her. The minute everybody found out he cheated, now it's, oh yeah, I know, because everybody can relate to being that much of an asshole. Everybody can relate to being a cheater. They could not relate to buying flowers. They can't relate to picking you up from the airport and apologizing for being late. They cannot relate to that. So that's the reason why everybody was super pissed with him, because we all fell for it. We all believed. Because why are you going? What Clay did was the ultimate love bombing. He took love bombing too far. You did not have to go through all this if you knew what it was. And like I always say, y'all niggas, y'all do have to lie to kick it. You have to lie to kick it, because if you tell the truth about what you want, number one, a woman is likely going to be like, hell to the no. That's number one. But number two, if you tell the truth about what you want and she agrees to it, you're still going to say hell to the no, because like I said a minute ago, you want to be able to convince me. You don't want it to come that easy to you, but then you're also pissed when it's too hard to get. So either way, ladies, what am I saying? You can't win for losing. You cannot win for losing. So do not play the game in this way. Play the game for yourself and be done with it. When stop that nigga right where he got you fucked up. The older we get, that's what you have to do. The older you get, you shouldn't be still waiting to see if somebody gonna marry you. But what are you still waiting to be somebody's property for? What's the reason? What's the reason? If 80% of women are filing for divorce, what's the reason you ready to jump on board? What do you think is getting ready to happen? You getting ready to join the 80%. Let's go. Come on. This way. This way. Okay? It's annoying, but everybody fell for the okie doke when it came to Clay. Everybody fell for it. And then as soon as it was put out that he cheated, now everybody, yeah, I knew he was a real ass nigga. That don't make you real. That makes you a liar who had to lie. With Clay's status and his money, he still had to lie. He still had to pretend that he was somebody he wasn't in order to get access. So what am I saying? It doesn't matter either way. Rich or poor, niggas gotta lie. And they always do. They always do. And that's why they say 3 months. It's a facade and a mask you can't keep up for so long. Me personally, it's important for people to know how I am and who I am right away. I ain't got time for pretending. It is what it is. If you think I'm too masculine, then get the hell up out of here. Because that's not a change I can make. Masculinity is about action. It's about movement, action, and execution. That's not something I'm going to water down in any way. Stuff got to get done whether I have a man around or not. And so I'm never going to pretend I'm sweet and so nice, because I'm not sweet and nice. I'm not. And so I know how to be loving in all of these things, but I also know how to protect myself and stand up for myself. And that's something I'm always going to do. And I don't feel no kind of way about that. I feel very good about that. And I would never, as I'm raising my daughter, she's 10, I would never make her think that having a man around means anything. And it's no offense to y'all, but at the same time, it's not an apology. I'm not trying to offend you, but if you're offended, then that's your problem. Because don't make anything I say about you. Everything I say is about me and what I got going on. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't want my daughter to be under the impression that anything that she's going to get and attain in life has anything to do with anybody else, including me. Because it doesn't. It doesn't. You know what I mean? If she's not hurting anybody or committing a crime, anything she want to do, I'm going to support it. Because I'd rather her be in my life more than anything else. And so with that in mind, whatever she wants for her life, if she's safe, that's what I want for her. And when she changes it, I want that for her too. You know what I mean? But I don't want her to think that having a man is going to mean anything either way, because it doesn't. It doesn't. Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion, that situation points out that having two parents in the house don't mean a damn thing, clearly. It don't mean nothing for him. It don't mean nothing for Cam Newton. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, enough. What children need is a healthy parent, whether it's one or both. If two people are there and one person isn't healthy, what are the chances? Come on. I know statistics are real hard for y'all plus me sometimes, you know what I mean? But it's just like, but yeah, everybody fell for it. But like I said, because sex is something that's supposed to happen to you, men think they're in charge of your body. They can tell you what to do, which is why we still down to the Supreme Court fighting to be able to get rid of these babies that they don't want in the first place. All right? Hello? Okay. So, but yeah, Meg is okay. She gonna be okay. She did the right thing by being like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't think you could be monogamous, and I don't think I can do that. And so that right there is the number one clue that we have why niggas gotta lie. You have to lie, because if he told her that from the beginning, he would have never had access to her, because she don't want that for her life. And ain't nothing he giving her good enough for her to say, oh, I'll share you with other people. And then meanwhile, if you have to share me, I'm the whore? I don't think so. How is Meg ran through when Klay Thompson is the one with the diary, and he's the one that's an NBA player, and we know all of them cheat? Speaking of that, I heard they said Glorilla was laughing, doing laughing emojis. I said, I know she ain't laughing, because baby, you next. You are next, okay? Your man got on national television and told everybody he was going to go to sleep early because you get on his nerves. Then he tried to backtrack and say, oh, well, yeah, she lit me up. She lit me up. It don't matter what she said, if she checked you or not. You said what you said. It didn't occur to you not to say it. And sooner than later, while you over here laughing, Glorilla, and while I do like Glorilla, it's like, this ain't funny. So if you and Meg fell out, what you fail to realize is your man ain't no better than hers. He's an NBA player too. And guess what? We all know the truth. You ain't got to be no NBA player. That don't matter. We know poor niggas cheat all the time. All the time. Okay? Because the men don't have nothing but audacity. They want you to want a relationship so they could decide whether you get one or not. And it's like, you go into the situation not wanting that, and he like, damn, what am I going to do? How am I going to manipulate her? What am I going to... You're not going to do anything. You're either going to want to be here for real, or you're going to get the hell out of my face. That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. So I'm glad that even though Meg got hurt, we all get hurt. You decide to love somebody for any reason, you will be hurt. Okay? That's just how it works. Hopefully the pain and the hurt is not enough for you to have to leave, but if it is, then that's what you should do. And that's what Meg has decided to do. You cheated and I'm out. And that's it. That is it. And so it doesn't matter that Klay's real, but she'll never be more ran through than him. Never. And again, what people will say is it don't matter because she's a woman, and that's why, you know what I mean? As a woman, you have your autonomy and you make decisions for yourself. I try not to go by any of the societal norms. You know what I mean? And I have my things that I'm still battling against that comes into your mind and makes you think twice about decisions you want to make and things you want to do. But it's like, And then Stephen A. Smith gonna get his big forehead self on national television talking about Meg should have kept it quiet. For what? Ladies, we're not doing that. Somebody do something to you, you have every right to tell your story, and I always say that, and you should. And you should. I don't have to keep your secret. You pointed out that they're not married. Right. So I don't have to protect him. He cheated on me, and that's that. That's that. So the next time he want to blow somebody a kiss when he hits the 3-pointer, she needs to know. We saw him do that with Meg too, boo. So be on watch. Be on watch. I always say, listen, you want to date people, you want to have a relationship and all these good things, do it. Try for it. You know what I mean? Always see about that. I'm not saying don't see about it. What I'm saying is the moment they got you fucked up is when you got to end it. You got to stop it right then. You got to nip it in the bud right then. Because if you don't, you'll be making excuses for why things happen. And it's not like that. Well, maybe this and maybe that. I saw Evelyn Lozada's daughter get up there acting like she going to have a comment about Meg and Clay. Let me stop you right here, boo-boo, because your baby daddy is the game. And he got on national television while your mother was sitting there and pointed out to you, you see how I ain't changed those diapers, right? It wasn't funny to you then, but now you say, well, maybe Clay tried. Well, then maybe the game tried. Okay? It's all men until it's no men. Okay? Just because it ain't you cheating and beating, the fact that you're not saying nothing, the fact that you don't advocate, which is why you include it. It is what it is, guys. Sorry. It just is what it is. And so, you have to protect yourself, ladies. You know what I mean? And so, Meg Thee Stallion, she did what she needed to do, which was make her exit. You know, choosing herself over worried about some guy cooking Thanksgiving for his whole family. Woo, cha! Woo, cha! She can't get none of that time back. Jesus. Woo! The way they had money to cater that food, and she cooked it anyway. No. And then she gonna say in her message that he had been treating her funny and bad because he was trying to be in the mood because during the season. See, Meg, that's where he had you fucked up, and that's where you should have dropped his ass right there. Because see, what you're not gonna do is treat me any kind of way. But she tried to stay. Based on what she put, she tried to stay. But not only are you treating her funny, but then you gonna cheat? You're not doing both, sir. You're not treating me terrible plus cheating. Because cheating is treating you terrible. It is. It is. And somebody on Facebook, shout out to Tamboo, but she put on Facebook, what did she put? Would you stay with somebody if they cheated once or something like that? She put something about would you stay or cheated? And it's like, is it like a deal breaker? And it's like, a person that cheated is doing two things. Cheating, and then they're a liar. What you're lying about is the fact that you want monogamy. And like I said, you don't want monogamy for both of us. You want it for me. And you want it for me because as a woman, I'm indoctrinated to not want to be looked at as a whore if I go out there cheating. Call it whatever you need to call it. Okay? Call it whatever you need to call it. What we're not going to call it is gaslighting. Because it's always the gaslighting for me. Okay? It's always the gaslighting for me. But anyway, Meg gonna be all right, and so is Clay. Both of them are gonna be okay. He got a lot of stuff he needs to deal with, and as long as he ain't dealing with it, whoever's next on his list, next on the list. Meg, ladies, drop them right where they at as soon as they start playing in your face. That's it. We don't have time. Literally, we don't have time, and the prices are way too high, literally and figuratively. Okay? All right? We not splitting dinner with somebody that's also cheating. Hello? Excuse me. I'd rather go 50-50 with my homegirl, okay? I'll split dinner with her because I ain't got to worry about all the extra what she need at the end of the night and all this other extra stuff. I ain't got to worry about that. I won't worry about it, okay? But yeah, listen, ladies, drop them right where they at. Drop them right where they at. Where there's nothing to hold on to and there's nothing to fight for if he's willing to lie about what he really wants. And people, like I said, they don't want to talk about their deal breakers up front because if you do, you're going to have to stand on it. You got to stand on it. And that's why I like to talk about mine. I like to challenge myself and make sure that people know. This is what's going to happen. If this happens, this is going to happen. I promise you. I promise you I will not speak to your ass. We don't have to talk about this. We don't have to argue about it. We ain't got to go through none of the rigmarole. Leave me alone. Go do what you got to. I don't want to be the reason you taking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, okay? And you're not going to be the reason why I'm doing it, okay? It's just not, you're not giving me no headache, okay? I got enough meds to take. I'm not getting an extra prescription behind nothing. Behind no other human being will I be taking will I be adding one more pill to my regimen. It's not happening. It's not happening, okay? I will be choosing my mental health and my heart over any other human being. I suggest you do the same. Find a way to let it go. Find a way to move on. If you got to be with them. You know what I mean? Me, I ain't got to be with nobody, baby. Because here's the thing. You know what I mean? It's just too much. Look at me right now, y'all. I already have a job. I'm already at the job right now. Okay, so when they want to know why I don't have a man, why I can't keep a man, y'all. I can't keep a man. I can't keep a man. And what the Regina Hall say? I ain't in the business of keeping no nigga who don't want to be kept. Okay? Poetic justice if you don't know. But yeah, it's like, no, I already have a job. So any extra thing I got to do to try to keep you around, I had to tell a guy one time. I said, it feels like you think I should be willing to do whatever it takes to keep you around. He said, I mean, yeah. And I laughed the way I'm laughing right now. I was like, that would never be me. Like, I would never do whatever it takes to keep you around. I don't want you around that bad. I don't want anybody around me that bad where I got to work an extra job. Try to have you around me. Try to find out why you ain't call me back. I mean, granted, I wasn't going to answer the phone anyway. You know me, you know. But still, it's like, what? My phone is on silent and it stays that way. I don't even want to hear it ringing. Do not be calling me. Okay? Talk about where you at. I can't trade my freedom in so that I can start having a consultation about everything that I do. Okay? As soon as you get a man, what time you getting back? Where you going? We didn't talk about that. Huh? I ain't been talking about it. And now, because I'm sleeping with somebody, every time I want to do something, I got to have a discussion about it. I'm free. I'm too free, y'all. I'm too free. Anyway. Y'all have a good one. I'm at the job. Let me see. I'm 2 minutes late. But y'all have a good one. Try not to let nobody piss you off, okay? We already have the government pissing us off. We already have all of the men that are killing the black ladies pissing us off, okay? Just know this. The statistic is absolutely, and it's been this way. Every 4.5 hours, a black woman is killed by a black man. Okay? So that's another statistic that should be giving you some pause to say, hold up now. How bad do I want a relationship? I ain't got time for you to be killing me as soon as you think we gonna break up because you don't own me. You don't own me. But, so, don't let nobody piss you off. It's not worth it. It's enough things going on in the world to piss you off. It's enough going on. So, but especially at work. At work, we gonna just get our check and go till further notice. So they lay us off like they did all the Spirit Airline people. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna do the same, and I'll try to come to y'all, but I'll be lying a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Anyway, it was good to see y'all, and I'm gonna put this up on my YouTube channel. All right, y'all. Peace.